Hello, friends. We are in Jeremiah chapters 40 and 41 today, and we are in a section of the book which tells of Jeremiah's experiences after the fall of Jerusalem. That would be from chapter 40 through chapter 45. And first in this section, we have a second account of Jeremiah's release. You remember that Nebuchadnezzar had ordered that Jeremiah be treated with consideration in chapter 39, verses 11 through 14. But apparently there had been some mistake, for in chapter 40, verses 1 through 6, Jeremiah appeared with a group of captives, all in fetters. Apparently the soldiers who were responsible for rounding up the Jews in Jerusalem brought Jeremiah by mistake in chains with the rest of the captives to Ramah. So Nebuzaradan has to free him a second time. Gedaliah was appointed governor of the region by the king of Babylon, as you know. But as you know from your readings, he was assassinated by Ishmael. He was warned, that is Gedaliah. Gedaliah was warned of Ishmael's plot against him by Johanan, but Gedaliah seems to have been of a magnanimous disposition and unable to believe evil of one whom he knew personally in the days when he was a state official and Ishmael was a royal prince. His transparent magnanimity, it appears, made him incapable of a critical assessment of people or of situations. Then there is the record of further atrocities of Ishmael. 2 days after the murder of Gedaliah, pilgrims from old northern worship centers in Israel, Shechem, Shiloh, and Samaria, interestingly to me, all place names beginning with the letter S, well, these pilgrims came to Jerusalem showing signs of mourning and repentance, and that Ishmael slaughtered them and threw their bodies into a cistern. The treacherous Ishmael tricked them and murdered them, and it seems that he just enjoyed killing for its own sake. The result was that Johanan heard of these atrocities and determined to confront Ishmael. Surely Johanan and those who were with him began to think of possible military reprisals from the Babylonians. For when the Babylonians heard what had happened, well, the crime could only be interpreted by them as a new revolt against Babylon, and retaliation was expected. And so Johanan determines to confront Ishmael. Once confronted, Ishmael escapes to the Ammonites. But now what? What will Johanan and this small group of refugees do? The only neighboring country which was free from Babylonian domination was Egypt, and so as a first step, the group went south and set out for Egypt. At this point, the refugees decided to consult Jeremiah. We're in chapter 42, verse 1, our reading for tomorrow. And apparently, Jeremiah had been taken from Mizpah with the refugees and was among them in this group. Now, I want to talk briefly about application of these two chapters, and there's just one thing I want to notice in our readings, and that is I want to commend those who stand up and confront evil in all its forms, just as Johanan did. I appreciate so much, don't you? Johanan, who was willing to confront the treacherous and evil Ishmael. And I want to encourage us in this short video to be willing to confront evil in all its forms, to stand up to it. It's not easy, it's never pleasant, but hey, someone must do it. And may we always be those people who do it. Those people who are ready to challenge those who abuse others and who work against the plans of God. Most of us don't like confrontation, I'll admit, and few of us probably know how to do it well and effectively, and as we should. But I think we need to commit ourselves to this posture, to be willing to stand up to those who are not doing the will of God, who are abusing others, to stand up to the Ishmaels of the world. Will you make that promise with me that by God's grace and with God's strength we will be those kind of people? I hope you will. Now, in our next mini section, the people will consult with Jeremiah. They will be looking for some advice from the Lord on the next step that they should take. And the question is, what will they do when they receive that advice? Stay tuned for another exciting adventure in the life and times of God's prophet Jeremiah. This is interesting historical narrative, right? I know you're enjoying it as much as I am. God bless you in your readings. Hey, we're coming to the end of our book. It won't be long. I think the middle of August is when we'll be finishing up this book. And, it's an exciting read. I'll talk with you later.